Hi everyone, welcome back. Yeah, this is like me in my truest form. I wanted to do a festival look for you guys. I'm gonna do two. So this one is a little bit more of a wearable look. You could wear if you were, I don't know, not so confident with makeup, or you just thought, I don't want to go too crazy with colour, I just want to keep it kind of neutral. I'm also going to do another one which is a little bit more colourful and a little bit more out there. Apologies in advance for the footage. I changed my setup, I shouldn't have changed it, and I hated working in that space. So I am not going to change my setup anymore, I'm sorry. If you guys like the look of this, then stick around and I will show you how to create it. So I'm starting off with Bobbi Brown's face base, just to give my face a little bit of sort of hydration, I guess, just leaving that on my skin while I do my eyes and everything. I tend to do this first anyway. So I'm just brushing through my eyebrows, and then I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Ash Brown. The hair in my eyebrows is actually quite ashy, so I prefer using a little bit of this colour, even if it is a little bit light. So I'm just kind of stenciling out the shape of my brow, just going through my brows. I'm sorry if I do go out of frame, I've tried to my best to stop it as best I can. So I'm just kind of carving out the shape now, putting in a little bit of hair-like strokes at the front of the brow. Tarte Shape Tape as my eye base. I'm properly in love with this at the moment. It's nice and thick, really nice and thick, and it just gets everything, like, it's just a nice tacky base. I said this in my favourites. Carving out any shapes in the brow, just creating a bit more definition under there and adding a little bit more onto my eye as well. This is probably my go-to step, really. Just patting a little bit more onto the lid, ready for some eyeshadow. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills shadow in Orange Soda. So I'm just kind of sketching out the shape of my eye at the moment. Just kind of running that through. All over as a bit of a transition, just making sure it's on there, blended out a little bit. Onto the Jaclyn Hill palette, and this shade here is probably one of my favourite shades. No matter what kind of eye I'm doing, whether it's a warm, cool eye, I tend to find myself using this. Running it through my crease, a little bit lower down but nothing too mental, and just using a clean brush to buff away and blend those two together. Same on the other eye. Literally can't express how good clean brushes are. So this is another Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette shadow. Just popping that onto the eye with a flat brush. I always tend to go in with a flat brush first. I know a lot of people don't recommend it, but for me and my eyes, it just works. So I'm just kind of patting this all on, getting the product right on there. The look that I wanted to go for with this was quite grungy and quite smoky. Still put together, but a little bit more worn in, just sort of like you've slept in it, I guess. I kind of like that, and I really, really love how that looks on me. That's my favourite kind of smoky eye to do. Using a clean brush just to blend all of those colours together, bring it up a little bit higher too. Now this step I'm going in with the ash brown on my eye as a bit of an eye base, just so I can stick some more of that colour on there, just so it makes it a little bit more prominent and a little bit more of a dense pack on colour, really. Doing the same on the other eye. I really wanted that kind of reddy brown tone to show up as best I could, and I really enjoy using this as an eye base. It works really, really well on my eyes. Again, just buffing away any excess. And a clean brush once again. Just getting rid of any of that fallout. Fallout makes everything look so messy, so I always clean up halfway through so I can really tell how the eye is taking shape. Now this is actually a Kat Von D concealer, I will show you in a second. I just wanted to put a little bit of this down just because the foundation that I'm about to use, which is the Illamasqua Skin Base, it's a little bit
orange and a little bit warm when I've not got loads of fake tan on, so I just wanted a little bit of a mixture on there together. So just blending that through. This is a MAC Water Weight Foundation brush. It's one of my favourites. It's a really, really good buffing brush. Going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer now, just to clean up, get rid of any blemishes and go under my eyes and stuff like that as well. This is my beauty blender. It is dry. I just prefer using it dry. Moisture in my beauty blender just sometimes makes my skin feel a little bit dry, whereas this doesn't. Some Ico brow gel. I didn't show you guys, but this is one of my holy grail brow gels. It's amazing. It makes the hair look really, really texturized and like wet. It's great. And these are some Doll Beauty lashes in Kimberly. Going in with some MAC bronzer now. This is just the MAC dark bronzer rather than the dark tan bronzer. And this is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. I always put my mascara on after I've done my eyelashes. I just find that it's a bit easier, especially when they're bigger lashes like these are. Jaclyn Hill palette again to highlight the inner corners of my eyes and a little bit on the brow bone as well. And just that clean brush again. This is now the NYX Glitter Primer, Festival Face Glitter, which is one of my all-time favourite glitters to use. It's nice and chunky, but it's a really, really beautiful copper colour, which is something I haven't really seen that often. I'm just using a large angled contour brush, I think from Sigma, just to really, really pack that on, but still keep it quite sparse, if that makes sense. So you get quite a nice splay of glitter rather than it being too compact. Finishing off with the NYX gloss in Madeline. This is one of my absolute favourites. Now I decided to add some extra bits into this look. So this is Peaches pigment in Mermaids. This is one of my all-time favourite pigments. Festival Face again with the iridescent glitter flakes, just to add a little bit more sparkle and a little bit more dimension. So now I'm just adding some illuminator drops onto my skin. These are the Topshop ones in the shade Misty, just on the higher points, collarbones and my shoulder. And I'm going to put some more Peaches pigment. This is Gatsby. It's a really silvery gold colour. And I'm just popping that on with a little Morphe fan brush just to give a little bit of sparkle and shimmer. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you really enjoy it, and hopefully you guys stick around for the second one that will be uploaded at some point as well. That is a little bit more colourful and a little bit more crazy. If you enjoyed this, subscribe and I'll be posting some more things soon.